She's doing what she got to do. Getting it done.
Yeah. Everybody kind of all over the place right now. We're coming back from
Coming
break.
back from a break. That's okay.
We did find out over break, though, that our friend Amy here used to weigh over 500 pounds. That's phenomenal. Did you have gastric bypass or
I had RMY.
what kind of surgery did you have?
I had the RMY.
What is that?
The Roux-en-Y. Roux-en-Y is when they take the intestine and cut it a certain amount down and reattach that and they bypass part of the intestine. That's what they're bypassing. When they
Okay.
make the stomach into a pouch, they take the top of your stomach and staple off just the top portion. When I had mine, they didn't remove the rest of my stomach, but now they do. They remove the bottom part of the stomach, and then they take that lower intestine and attach it to that pouch that they've created in the top of your stomach. So you bypass most of the intestine that absorbs food, and it works for about a year, year and a half. And then after that, you lose, like, your body adjusts, because our bodies are amazing. So and if you're like me, where I've been heavy, I was 150 pounds at the age of 4.
Right.
So I was
Wow.
heavy my whole life.
150 pounds at the
I
age
was
of 4.
I was this age in 4th grade. Like, this is the smallest I've been since 4th grade. So
Wow, girl.
yeah. So when and my dad was 700 pounds. So
It's in the family.
I get it honest. So and so that's what they do. They reattach it, and then you absorb food less, but you also absorb minerals less, and that's what you got to be careful of, iron and things.
Yeah. So wait, you say it only works for a year and a half. So after a
Right.
year and
After
a
a
half,
year and a
your
half,
body adjusts.
after a year and a half, you can still only eat a certain amount of food. But I mean, if you're serious about finding the tricks around it, you can. I mean,
I
you
got
can
you.
still
It'll stretch your stomach back out.
Well,
Is that
I
correct?
don't know if I don't know if you can really stretch it, but you can learn that there's certain foods that you can eat neat because they'll just go right through the pouch. Liquidy foods will go right through, and then chips, things like that, crunchy foods will go right on through. So people who gain their weight back, it's because they eat too many of those foods that
Now,
don't.
let me ask you a question, because we've done shows on
Mm-hmm.
bariatric surgery and had different people in, good results and bad results. Did you
Right.
have any complications?
I didn't. I had it in 2001, and the only thing I've had is the malabsorptive for iron. I have to have iron intravenously about every 2 years.
Now, did you go through the losing your hair
I did when
because of
I
the
first
minerals
had.
and
Well,
proteins?
I had it like by May. I had it in December. By May, I lost a good bit of my hair. But it was more from the anesthesia and then the rapid weight loss. I'd lost 100 pounds by May.
Wow.
So
Wow.
and yeah, so I got my hair cut really really short, and that I think that did something to my psyche too, because I'd always had long hair, and I didn't feel like a woman. When I started growing my hair back out, I started feeling like a woman again, and most people, I think that gastric bypass helped me probably health wise extremely,
Without a
tremendously.
doubt. Right.
Right. But the strange thing it did to me is I was more self-confident as a 535-pound woman. I loved my body more. I filled in all the skin.
Yeah.
I felt more confident. And literally from 2001, when I had gastric bypass, until just this past year, I wasn't really active dating or anything because I couldn't find a way to love this new body.
I understand that, because I lost like 140 pounds over a year between one bash to the next bash one summer. And I was still a big girl, I mean, I was still 300 pounds, but I felt the same way. Like, I felt like I was saggy. I felt like I didn't know who I was. At 440 pounds, I knew who I was. I was a fat chick.
Right.
At 300, I wasn't quite as fat as I was, and same thing. I had to relearn my confidence, because and even like at the bash, I'm still 300 pounds, but got less attention than I did at 440.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're too small for the bash and too big for the real world.
Yeah. So yeah, I understand. You felt a lot more confident when you.
Did you have the Rouen? I missed the beginning.
Yeah, I had the
Rouen.
Rouen.
I had mine in 01 as well. The same thing.
Yeah. And I love the comment, because in the real world, I'm still a very big girl. I still weigh 300 pounds. So I'm still a very big girl. So when I go into a new doctor or a new anybody and I'm talking about it and they're like, oh, it didn't work, huh? Well, if you call losing 220 pounds not working,
Yeah, right. Yeah, you lost half of you.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, no, it didn't work. I only lost 220 pounds. And then like, oh, okay. And when you get to the point where you're almost half of your original body weight, your body it wants to save itself. It thinks you're dying. It
Right,
doesn't know you still
yeah.
weigh 300 pounds. It thinks you're dying, but so.
So is it a daily struggle currently, or do you
No, I'm
just-
actually, for the past 2 years, I've been pretty weight steady. I haven't gained, I haven't lost. I don't know.
do you have to still watch what you eat and things?
I
or-
do. I have to. I mean, I can't do a lot of sugar. I can't do a lot of certain foods because, and then certain things I still, that pouch will only hold so much, and some things will get stuck, and I still have those, but it's very rarely. I
Very
don't.
rarely.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm so far out that I've kind of learned how to. I learned don't eat barbecue sauce in public. Plain and simple. Barbecue sauce is one thing that'll trigger a pouch episode. So.
And what's a pouch episode?
It starts foaming. Like you get this
You can
foam in your
feel it
pouch.
almost like a.
You know that mouth-watering feeling people think is really good when you're looking at a food and your mouth waters? No, when my mouth waters, I better find somewhere to throw up.
Oh, I gotcha.
Okay.
No fun. Yucky. Well, congratulations. Good job, and
Thank you.
that's good.
I'd have to say that's a side effect I don't think I could live with.
Doesn't happen often. It's not
Everybody
very
I know has
often.
had that kind of like
Yeah.
urge thing.
And
Yeah,
I
and
know
I've heard
which
that
foods do it.
Yeah, and I've heard everyone's trigger is different.
Right.
Just like I've had my gallbladder out, I've known a lot of other people have had their gallbladder out, and some people are like, oh, I go back to eating whatever the hell it is I want, whenever I want. I have no consequences. I, however, know that if I go out to eat and there is anything that touches it that was made with butter, I know I'm going to be shitting my pants in about 15 to 20 minutes.
So you
Like-
don't dip your crab in the butter no more.
No, I do. I just,
She
I
sits
am
on the toilet
aware.
while she eats it.
Prepare for
I
it.
am aware, yeah. Luckily, all of my episodes happen the other direction, and I have plenty of warning, so it's like, I had to do it a couple of times. We went out to breakfast with my aunts today, and then we went shopping, and one of my aunts was in the middle of a conversation with me. I'm like, hold that thought, I've got to go to the bathroom, and took my ass down to the bathroom real quick, because sometimes you only get about that much notice,
Yeah.
and you're like,
My mom's
go
like
now, or shit your pants in public.
How long has it been since you had your gallbladder?
About a year and a half.
Yeah, it'll get better because I had mine out years ago, and to begin with,
That's-
I was episodes of like bam bam, but now it's
Yeah,
like
that's what I've heard. For the first year, I had phantom pains. If I ate a food that would have triggered an attack, I would get like a little mini
Yeah.
attack, even though there's no gallbladder there
Yeah.
anymore. I call it my attack of the zombie gallbladder from the grave. It's like that shit's been diced up and sent off to laboratories across the country, and the motherfucker's still fucking with me. Oh, bastard.
Yep.
At least it's not costing me 10 grand every time it hurts now.
Yeah, really. Emergency room.
But yeah, like I have side effects from a gastro surgery, and I can't imagine having that one too. It's not a side effect I can live with. I can live with pooping because I do that regularly anyway. So at least I know I'm.
And you know your triggers. Too.
Well, yeah, and I know my
Exactly.
triggers. Like I too much oil on my Subway
Yes,
sandwich.
Exactly.
Can I ask you
I
what?
have my gallbladder.
What was the final trigger that said I need to do this?
I started having to take like a fluid pill and fluid pill, and then of course I had to take those horse potassium pills with that, because when you take the fluid pill, the potassium goes.
So you
My
were
legs-
retaining water.
Yeah, my legs were
which means
just
your heart
getting,
wasn't pumping right.
Yeah.
Right.
My legs were getting so swollen by the end of the day because I was on my feet most of the day, and I mean I was 26 when I had this.
Wow.
So at 26, my legs were so swollen at the bottom that I still have stretched skin that'll never go away. They can't repair that because of the vascular veins down there. So I'll never be able to have a skin surgery to remove, to improve that. But yeah, they were just so swollen. By the end of the day, I just could barely walk because my ankles hurt so bad from all that fluid around them.
Right.
And then I'm like, and Ricky Lake, I think, had just done it, and then the one, what's her name, the singer, the Mamas and
Carney
the Papas,
Wilson.
Oh,
Carney
Carney
Wilson had
Wilson.
just. Oh, you were at the same time.
Yeah.
Carney Wilson had just done it, and I'm like, okay, and I researched
Didn't Al Roker
it.
get it done around that
Yeah,
same time?
no,
too?
No, he
his
just
was
had
more-
it not
his
too
was
long
later,
ago.
but
years ago,
I
yeah.
when Courtney Wilson had it, I was shortly after, but hers was like televised live. It was
Right,
a whole
so
big.
you did
Yeah.
it
And it
TV.
was I was in San Diego, and
Right.
it was at one of the not the same hospital, but a different one, and
Mhm.
so it was a kind of huge
Right.
thing, making I guess more people aware of it. So.
And yeah, and I researched it. I researched it for months over the summer, and I didn't have it till December. And there were 2 gastric surgeons in my area that did it, and the female doctor, she actually did all of her internship and everything under the male doctor who had been doing it for years. So I went with her because I could get in a lot faster.
Right.
With him, I wouldn't have even had my first appointment until I'd already lost 100 pounds. I literally, when I went in for my checkup where I'd lost 100 pounds, that was the day that I would have seen him for the first time. That's how far out he was booking appointments. Because I was in Roanoke, Virginia. It's a relatively small city, and they were the only two people. But in the South, honey, there are a lot of us big girls that were lots of biscuits and gravy and grannies who want to feed them to you, but then want to tell you should lose weight.
Yeah, I know. My grandparents, my father's from Kentucky. I know. I grew up. My grandparents were down there. Yeah, they feed you good, and then, honey.
Honey, you really should lose some weight, but here, have another biscuit and some gravy. What do you mean you don't want a second helping? Now you're offending me.
Yeah, you better clean that. You better clean that plate.
Oh, when I talk to my sister,
I
how
just don't want you
that
to go home hungry, honey.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
It won't be there later.
No, because
It's going to be in here later, Manny.
You're so right. You're so right. And there was and I don't know what it is, but my great grandmother, she would always not fill the bowls all the way on the table. So then it would go halfway around the table, and then you have to go to the kitchen to fill the bowl again. You're putting too much in that bowl. Mm-hmm. Well, why are we gonna get up and fill it again halfway through, Grandma? But yeah, that's how she had this thing about the bowls not being too full on the table.
Yeah, that's too much.
Down in Kentucky.
I had a grandmother. I have 3 grandmothers because my life is weird. So I had a grandmother who we were hungry one time. She was watching us and she wanted to make us a snack, and so she made us 6 pounds of mashed potatoes. And then got all upset because it was a ton of mashed potatoes, and got all upset because we didn't even eat half of it. We're like, we just wanted some cookies or something.
Cracker.
Some fucking mashed potatoes. Jesus.
Potato cakes, honey. That's about leftover mashed potatoes became in my house. They were the best things. Saute some onion, pop them all together, and put them in the frying pan. Potato cakes.
Yep, exactly. No, we did them the sweet way because my family was Polish. My dad was Southern, my mother was Polish, so we'd eat the mashed potatoes, and then you'd make them with a little milk and sugar, and make sweet potato cakes.
Oh,
I've never heard of that.
I thought you were making Polachinkas.
Well, Polachinkas aren't made with potatoes, though. Polachinkas are really fat pancakes. No, you're thinking of Klunchki.
Flat pancakes are called crepes.
No, those are
They're potatoes.
No, flat. Those are palchinkas.
What?
They're also called crepes if you're from France.
Yeah, I like crepes. I don't know. I gotta try.
No, those are pierogi. That's pierogies.
Yeah,
you're talking to the Polak here, okay? It's pierogi.
Well, I love pierogies. So I don't know what the hell's going on. Mashed potatoes all together and onion.
Yeah, pierogies are good.
Meat, potatoes, and onions. Fuck, that's shepherd's pie, baby.
No, pierogi don't
Irish.
have meat in them. Pierogi don't have meat in them.
No, they'll either have mashed potato or sometimes
Or
they'll have
sauerkraut or cheese or sometimes fruit in a pierogi.
You can put it on the outside.
Put meat in it, and then it's a pasty.
I do that.
It is.
With
It
rice.
does
I
become
do
a
lot of stuff
pasty.
with rice. I make sweet rice if I'm in a sweet mood before my cycle. That's the only time I can eat sweets is before my cycle.
Really?
Actually, I could go for some pierogies now too.
There's actually a pretty decent frozen pierogi.
Yeah.
That Kroger carries or something.
Mrs. T's are.
Yeah, it's not bad because if you're from Michigan and you don't want to make my grandmother used to make them by the hundreds and freeze them, but there's right down 6 Mile Road in Detroit is Pole Town, literally. It's Polish.
Yeah.
Every Polish bakery and delicatessen, and you could go down there and get your homemade kielbasa and your pierogies. And
Where I'm from, we have
and all of it.
a huge Polish population as well. We'd have halushki and
Klushki.
the
That's
pierogies
Polish stuff.
and all of that
Yeah.
as well. And we'd have a lot of bazaar, firemen's bazaars and the church bazaars. And
There used to be a restaurant right
that.
here on Flamingo and Eastern that was a Polish restaurant, and I swear to God, it was like sitting down at my grandmother's kitchen. And we had been there about twice, and one day my daughter's friend had cancer, and she was real sick, and she wanted mashed potatoes. We're like, oh, we're going to take you to the Polish restaurant. We pulled up, and it had closed down. Yeah, and it was so good.
See,
so
I
good.
grew up in Texas, so I grew up with chili cook-offs and barbecue, extravaganzas, and My favorite were chili cook-offs. I love chili cook-offs. I could eat chili all day, every day. A chili cook-off
I love
is so
chili.
fucking amazing because you get a nice, just enough of one little bowl of this chili, and then this chili, and then this chili, and you drink, some water between, maybe a beer. But I gotta
really
tell
remember
you,
which one's your best after trying that many chilies?
yes,
Yes.
you
Oh,
can
yeah.
because you'll eat one chili and you'll be like, oh, they put sand in it. It's
Yes.
gross. And then you eat another chili and you'll be like, what is this delicious meat that is in here? And then they're like rattlesnake, and I'm like, give me some more.
Or someone's so greasy, your teeth are all greasy.
Oh God, this in the corner after
The
like
meat's gristly.
the best is at the end of a chili cook-off, you've had like 40, 50 different chilies. You cracks in your lips right here.
Yeah.
Everything burns. It's like you're like you yawn and you're like, oh fuck, I just split my mouth open. I look like the fucking Joker now. It's like
And then when you go to the bathroom,
you shit
forget
fire
about
for 4
it.
days.
Your asshole is hurting after that.
Ice cream first, and then do the chili cook-off.
Yeah. And then you're like, God, but that rattlesnake chili was so good.
I don't want to eat nothing with no rattlesnake in it.
Oh,
I gotta
me
tell you, it's
either.
good.
You tell me
It's-
rattlesnakes in there,
No,
and that
I'm with
shit's
you.
Have you
going
ever had
back on
alligator
you.
tail? It tastes a lot like
No,
Now,
alligator.
I did
about it.
have
I've had rattlesnake
alligator
in
nuggets once at the Gatorland Zoo in Florida.
Hush Puppies is the best alligator tail I've had
Hush puppies.
on this side,
I've
on
been-
this side of the
Hush
Rocky
puppies. I haven't
Mountains.
been there in a long
Me
time.
neither, but I used to go there all you could eat fish and
Crab
fish and
night,
shrimp.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, crab night, that's when you go to Tuscany.
Yeah.
It's got the best crab.
But yeah, no, Hush Puppies is good, and their alligator tail is really good. And I've heard, I'm
would
not
never
a big
order
fan.
an alligator tail. I mean, like,
I love
we
it.
went down to the Gatorland Zoo, and my dad ordered a little thing of gator nuggets just so we could taste it. But I would never go in a restaurant and go, yeah, I'll take a gator tail.
I gotta tell you,
it's
it's
looking like a tail, or
no,
is it
it's
just meat,
cut
right?
up. It's
Yeah,
cut
so
up.
you don't
It,
have to-
it
Did you
looks like
purposely
scallops.
order get a
Yes.
gator tail?
Yes, it looks like fried scallops is what it looks like. That's
Okay,
how it's cut,
that's
is to look
doable.
like fried scallops. And it tastes kind of like a meatier, not a fishier, but a meatier catfish. It's not bad.
With a bone in it?
No,
if I'm
it's
paying
deboned.
for it, it ain't going to be alligator.
It's good. I gotta
Yeah.
tell you. I like it. But then I like weird shit. I like rattlesnake chili.
Rattlesnake tastes.
I like
to
possum
me,
chili.
well, from what I remember anyway, because obviously it's when I ate it, but it was
That
like
was last
it
year.
was saltier, like turkey is
Mm-hmm.
naturally saltier.
The
Yeah.
Yeah.
rattlesnake?
Yeah. It's
Sort of a
got
saltier-
everyone. Oh, it tastes like chicken. No, you're
No,
right. It
it's
tastes more like turkey. Yeah.
Oh, I like turkey. I like
It's
chicken.
it's kind of like have you ever had wild turkey? Not this farm
Yes.
shit they grow. It tastes
Not
like
the
wild
kind that
turkey.
comes out of a bottle.
Yeah.
No.
I've had lots of wild turkey.
No, I'm talking like Uncle Clevis went out and hunted this bitch for 4 days.
You had to pluck the feathers, not
That's
twist
right.
the top off of it, right?
Right, not the one that had to defrost for 4 days and then had to actually go and hunt and shit. Yeah.
My turkey comes for the food for less, okay?
Hello.
But no, it's gamier than regular turkey, but it's not chicken. But yeah,
I ate a restaurant once which was an entire wild game restaurant.
that's good.
You know, they had
Oh,
like
venison
pigeons
and
venison
buffalo.
and buffalo and like weird kind of birds like pheasant. And,
Oh,
I've had a
pheasant
bunch of
is
different,
good.
But the two birds that I can't eat an ostrich egg. It makes me. And duck.
duck is
Like
very
duck
greasy.
meat?
Duck
I'm
is very
weird. Yeah,
greasy.
and I
Duck
All
has
dark
to be
meat.
duck has to be cooked the right way in order for it not to just be like a grease ball in your mouth.
And-
It's got.
I went and had tapas at Sammy's Woodfire Pizza, and they had a duck taco, and it
It's
was
good.
very good.
I'll
Yes.
give it another chance.
It's gotta- yeah,
because
you've
I-
gotta
it's
go-
gotta
Very
be
high in
Right, It's very
potassium.
greasy. Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
greasy,
I know.
but if it's cooked right, it's
That's why I
very
don't eat
good.
very much pork.
If you ever go
love bacon.
to Sammy's Woodfire Pizza, the duck tacos are good. They are good.
At a pizza place, they have tacos.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
we
well,
had
Sammy's
tapas
is-
there. Sammy's is a little upscale something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the
I've
fucking
had
right across the
bomb.
street.
They have gluten free.
Oh, I gotta tell you, I'm upset about something. They close down Big Dogs and say closed for remodeling. Now it opens back up and it's not even Big Dogs anymore.
Yeah, well, they originally
Jackpot Joanne's or some stupid shit.
yeah, Jackpot Joni's, which is like it's another version of Dottie's, the cigarette place.
Oh,
So
Yeah, it's a
what
chain.
happened was we know the guy who used to run that thing because I work here. We used to eat there
we
all the
ate there
time.
all the fucking time.
So they originally did close it for repairs, and then something happened, and Big Dogs had to sell it. They had to sell like 3 properties, and they've all become Jackpot Jonies or Dottie's.
Well, what is the menu going to be like? Not like
I don't even
Dog.
know if they're going to serve food.
Oh my God, Big Dog's menu was so fucking
club
good.
salad
They still
is
have
so
another
good.
one.
That pot roast
Carrot
sandwich?
salad. Oh
The
my
pot
God.
roast
There's one up
sandwich.
on Rancho.
Oh, yeah.
I was really
You can still
depressed when
go.
Lone Star.
Yeah, but it's
closed
not
down.
close.
Oh, Lone Star was
It's
good.
not
They still
that
have them in
far.
the US, just not in Las Vegas. I'm like, what?
What, Lone Star?
Lone Star Steakhouse, yeah, it
Are
was
they
good.
all gone out of Vegas?
Yeah.
Lone Star was great because that was the peanut place,
Yes.
right? Where
Oh,
you like
yeah.
throw your shit on the
I
ground.
didn't know that
Meat
they
was
got
Yeah, I
good.
couldn't.
all
I couldn't take my son
I
in there
liked
to eat, but
Logan's.
Yeah,
we
They
liked
don't have a
going there.
Logan's
Yeah.
here. Every time we go, when
Logan's, never heard of a Logan's.
Logan's Steakhouse is delicious.
What I miss, we used to have one here when we first moved here back in '89. There was one here, and we were so glad because it was like
Sizzler?
it's a little slice of home. No, Fur's Cafeteria.
Oh, I remember
Oh,
when I lived in
yeah.
Colorado, there were furs all over
California.
There was a Fur's that we went to. That was like our Friday night. Every Friday night we would go and eat at Fur's Cafeteria for dinner. And there was one here in town, and they closed.
By Kmart. Yeah.
Mhm.
And,
Is there a
no, by the
Sizzler
mall.
around here anymore?
no, I haven't
Because
seen it.
because
No.
right the hotel that I stay at when we go to San Dimas, like you walk like 10 feet and there's a Sizzler.
They
No.
closed all the
Oh, I miss
Sizzlers.
No,
Their
they
garlic
closed
bread.
the Sizzlers, but that Desi B's, they all
It's-
used to be Sizzlers,
But
place.
it's not a Sizzler.
No,
No, if you go,
I like it.
well,
I went to-
I've had some bad food in there. I mean, I shouldn't say bad. Like I ordered a steak and it was like shoe leather and stuff. So they have a little dinner bar that's not bad, but it's not Sizzler. I haven't eaten at a Sizzler in years, and we went and ate a Sizzler, and I'm like, oh, I felt like I went to that steak because it was so good.
We went
So
to
good.
Sizzler out in Barstow, and it was awful.
Oh, see, the
It
one
was
in San
nothing
Dimas
like I
was great.
remember. It
Yeah.
was really, it was I mean, the floors were disgusting.
Oh,
and
really?
You know
yeah,
what?
just
We
the
need to
food
make
wasn't great.
we need to make a road trip down to what's the name of that little town
Oh.
just past Dolan Springs, where they've got the Cracker Barrel.
Oh, are you
Oh,
talking
well, we
Kingman?
can go to Kingman, or we
Yeah,
can go to
Kingman,
St.
there you
George.
go.
Kingman
Yeah,
or St.
Kingman's
George, either
closer.
way is Cracker
Yeah.
Barrel.
George Cracker Barrel and I are good friends.
I love
Me
Cracker
and
Barrel.
Kingman Cracker Barrel are some good friends.
Yeah,
we need
I
to go.
love
I need to
Cracker
stock
Barrel.
up on my peppermint
I,
sticks.
I could eat every meal at Cracker Barrel. I really could.
Oh, it's so good.
I can go for a road trip back to California with my Pink's hot dog. And
What's a
and,
Pink's hot dog?
Oh my God.
Sounds good.
Is it pink?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
No.
Those pink weenies, honey, those are really cheap. No,
I like pink weenies. I'm just saying.
So do I.
I was actually thinking of the real
if they
meat.
don't
If
come
it's
out of
pink,
the
then it's not
package
good.
from the grocery store.
It's an old hot dog stand that's been around since before I was even born. Out in Hollywood,
Is
California.
the guy who owns it named Pink or something?
He's dead because this is from, I'm 57 and it's been before that. But it's a little hot dog stand and it's really just really great. So I want to make a run to the Pink's hot dog. It's in Hollywood on La Brea and 3rd Street. And then the Bagel Factory in the Valley.
She's got her lined up.
And then what's really exciting about food is we're getting a White Castle in town.
I
No.
cannot believe that.
Yes!
I'm White Castle back
I
in
don't like
Michigan.
that.
The
I'll be in
only
line.
the only thing I can't stand about us getting a White Castle in town is it's going to be on the fucking strip.
It is, and it's not going to have a drive-through.
Nope.
And you got to get out of your car and go to the casino. I'm sorry, but that's fucked up.
It's gonna be hard for locals because
I'll be in line with the
I go-
walker sitting there. I'll just find me.
I might be able to count the number of miles I travel on the strip on both hands in a year.
yeah.
Like,
Well,
and,
I
it's
go down when I
really
work
that,
in-
and really it's only that like mile and a half between Russell and Sunset, like where you gotta come up and over and around.
by the
Yeah, that's it.
215. See,
Like-
I only go down there when I'm working. I'm
Yeah.
down there a lot, but it's only for work. I don't go down there to like hang.
Yeah, if I've got to go downtown, I'm never on the. If I've got to go onto the strip, I'm never actually on the strip. I take all the back roads into the casinos.
Yeah.
Drive through parking lots, potholes, and shit.
All right, we're going to take a break, y'all. You've been listening to the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City. We're going to be right back and get some catch-ups and find out what everybody's been doing with their week.